Welcome to Soccer's Tech Spot. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Sceptre C305W-2560UN, or the Sceptre Ultra Wide Curved 1080p Full HD monitor. Now, this is a Sceptre gaming monitor, which means that you are to expect great things from it, such as, but not limited to, a high refresh rate, low response times, high contrast ratios, and of course, a beautiful picture. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a closer look at this. Obviously, we're gonna start with an unboxing. And first, let's make our way around the box. We don't see much. We got model numbers. It's known as simply the Sceptre C30. We got some images on the other side that are relatively the same, with some details all over it. A couple of key things to go through here, but first let's go ahead and just start the unboxing process, not waste any time here. I guess a couple of the key features would be high refresh rate, up to 85 hertz, so that's 85 frames per second on the top end. That's actually gonna display. It's got a 1,000,000:1 dynamic contrast ratio. Yeah, that sounds pretty much on par with a lot of other monitors. It has a 1800R curve, which isn't too drastic of a curve, but at this size, I definitely would recommend having a curved monitor, and you'll see why. So I'm gonna go ahead and just open up right here. So from the top, we have a part of the stand. And it does come with that nice round stand that you see there, but it also has an adapter for vase mount if you choose to mount it yourself on something like a wall, or if you want like an edge mount, desk mount kind of situation. So it comes with a power brick. Every monitor does have one of these typical adapters there, so you should have a power cable in here somewhere. If I flip it, I think I'm gonna flip it. So it says it's 30 inches diagonal, but more realistically, you're probably looking at 29.5, and you're probably thinking it's only half an inch. It shouldn't matter. That half inch matters. Every inch matters. So let's go ahead and do one of these type of reveals. Hopefully, oh God, that's scary. That is scary. I don't want to drop it. Is there anything I should look out for? I don't know. I'm gonna hold it just in case. Okay, that's just the manual. We don't need the manual. All right, cool. That looks fine to me. Here is the circle bracket part that it stands on. We do have a bag full of all sorts of goodies here. So you get the manual per usual. There's the vase bracket that's in there. The power cable, probably an HDMI or DisplayPort cable. Looks like DisplayPort. We'll get into that. It doesn't say anything about HDR, so I don't think you're gonna get HDR with this monitor, but it does have what they call adaptive sync technology. And that basically means at a high frame rate, you're gonna have VSync enabled, which will eliminate tearing. And at a low frame rate, it disables the VSync in order to minimize stuttering. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So there is some word in here that says it might work with AMD's, what do they call theirs? FreeSync. AMD calls it FreeSync. I'm gonna go ahead and build out the stand because we will be putting it on a stand. We do not have a vase mount for this monitor here. So within the package, they also provide a screwdriver just for this use. That's actually really nice. They did not have to spend an extra, I don't know, 10 to 20 cents to give you a screwdriver. Let's see how easy it is to build. So I have not read the manual. I'm assuming that it's gonna be super straightforward. So it looks like we have 2 screws on the bottom, which kind of go like that. And they package the screws just like this. So it looks like a total of 3 screws to get this all going. And of course, it won't focus. That is a beaut. That's where the stand is going to mount to. So it's gonna be something like that. So let me go ahead and do one of these. Oop. I gotta say, that's extremely light. Let's take a look all around. I forgot to mention, this has LEDs in the back. So you got some RGB lighting on either side here. And I think there's RGB on the bottom as well. So we'll get to that when the time comes. We will, of course, turn this on, see what we're working with. Come on now. In terms of connectivity, we got this right here. We got your power in on the very end here. Then you got your display port right here. We've got HDMI, 2 ports for HDMI. Theoretically, you could switch between those. And it has a headphone jack right there. That's interesting. Oh, it does have speakers. I did not notice that. So you got speakers on these sides, on both sides actually. So here we go, one side there, one side there. So you got speaker action, and your buttons are going to be on the left, but if you're sitting in front of it, when you're sitting in front, it will be on your right hand side. So let's zoom just a tad bit out. Yeah. So right here, you got your buttons. Beautiful. In terms of aesthetics, we have a little bit of gamerness. We have ventilation on the top, which you can't really see, but I can tilt it downward. So you got some vent holes there on either side. That's pretty good. You got some vents on the inner panel here in the back. So on the inside area here, you got some vents. Vents on the bottom all along, I could feel them. And that's pretty much it. It is, I don't know, I can't tell if it's glossy. It looks glossy, but that might just be the protective film that's on top. It claims to have a 1 millisecond response time, but realistically, it's probably going to be closer to 8 milliseconds based on their documentation. Their G to G time is 8 milliseconds. It is a 2560 by 1080p monitor, 21:9 aspect ratio, which is actually pretty standard, and I highly recommend it, not just for gaming, but productivity as well. This is for my girlfriend, and she will be using it for Excel-based projects. She works a lot in Excel, so she needs all the length in the rows and all the columns and all that stuff. It does have a little bit of tilt. It has a tilt, but that's it. From 3 degrees to 10 degrees, or sorry, -3 degrees to 10 degrees. So a little bit of tilt, nothing too bad. You can tilt it up, a little bit down. Doesn't really tilt down, it tilts up more than anything. All right, so that's about it for the exterior. Let's power this on and see what she can do. So here we are, and the monitor is on. I gotta say, this is absolutely beautiful. The colors are amazing. We have a little bit of overexposure in this scene, but honestly, it's a really good looking monitor. For everyday gaming, productivity, you're not gonna have any complaints. This looks really, really good. These scenes, I could see a lot of detail. I'm able to make out what's going on. The only overexposed parts that I can see are like directly in the sun, and you can probably manage your brightness or maybe your video card settings. And yeah, it looks great. It's not HDR. This is not going to do it any justice. You're looking through a camera. Nevertheless, I'm going to go ahead and take off this film because I do want to get a closer look at what's going on under this protective film. So let's go ahead and try not to damage anything as I get this off. Ooh, yeah, buddy. Do a nice slow peel. Oh no. Oh, Sceptre. Come on, man. That's just... yeah, not the most satisfying. I don't know why they felt the need to do the plastic underneath the bezel. That was unnecessary. Didn't really like that peel experience, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not going to ruin anything. It looks even better without it, to be honest. It looks way more accurate. I don't know what the word is, but it looks way better, 100%. All right, so this is what I was mentioning earlier. With productivity and spreadsheets, you're able to get a nice long look at whatever it is you're looking at. So by default on Google Sheets, we have columns A through X. So you have nearly the entire alphabet here from A to Z. If you have video editing, you're gonna have a nice long timeline available to you. I don't think you need it in Photoshop, but whatever your ideal scenario is, if you need a lot of horizontal real estate, this is ideal. This is perfect. All right, let's take a quick look at the menu system here. So you hit the M button for menu, and you get this beautiful side panel that pops up. So let's take a closer look at what some of these options are. So you got all those. I went down to color and let's see what we got here. So you can change the color temperature, gamma, tint, saturation. Forgot to mention it does have a blue light type of filter, so it'll filter out a little bit of the blue light to have less strain on your eyes if you're gaming at night or reading stuff at night. Let's go back. So down here at the system menu, it has an overdrive option, so you might be able to squeeze a few more frames out of this if you have the right setup, I suppose. Other than that, it has the back cover light, which is basically the LEDs language. But there you go, adaptive sync is on, looks like by default, and I can't change it, so stuck with it. I don't know why you would want to turn that off. I think that's a good thing to have. And lastly, let's take a look at the quick start. Okay, it looks like it's just the basic settings here. And I am running through HDMI. The 85 Hertz is supported on both DisplayPort and HDMI. So there's the menu. From what I can gather, there is no option to change the color on the back, so it will forever be blue, as far as I can tell. That's a little misleading based on the pictures I saw. But there you have it. There's the menu system. It seems pretty standard. Has everything you're going to need for the short term at least. All right, so there you have it. That is the Sceptre C30, or what was it? The C305W-2560UN, whatever the hell it was. It'll be in the title. That's pretty much it. It's a very standard monitor, good for gaming as far as they're concerned. Gets the job done, in my opinion. I think it is worth it for the price. It is definitely a contender. If this is going to be your first monitor for ultra wide that you're coming from like a standard monitor, hands down, you're going to love it. I mean, this is an upgrade for sure. The picture quality is amazing, in my opinion. Obviously, it's not the greatest. You're not buying the top of the line here. This isn't a $3,000 monitor we're talking about, but this is amazing for what it can do. If you like monitors, you will like this one. It's probably my first Sceptre, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. I wasn't expecting this much, but it has everything you're gonna need. All right, well, there you have it, guys. Make sure to follow me on all my other spots to see when I go live. I do have a Twitch now, so you can catch me on Twitch live doing all sorts of tech related things. There's gonna be videos on the screen. Check out what else I got to offer. Let me know what you think. If you have this monitor, what are your thoughts on it? Is it good? Is it bad? What's up? What's not? I don't know. See you guys later.